Looks like someone's staying cool and comfortable on a nice summer day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Mr. Thor Jr., how are you doing? He says, mighty fine, enjoying a little dip in my pool, knocking around my favorite ball, and of course, ready to greet the wonderful followers and supporters of the Wildcat Sanctuary here. So come one, come all. We'll wait until we get an audience here. Hello, welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy wild at heart for the 130 plus rescues living here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I see some people filing in, but where are my comments? Where are people rooting Thor on? He's in his pool. He's lunging out of his pool to see what Dash is up to. You have chuffs from Thor, and you have some hissing from Dash. Big bad Dash, huh? Is that how it is? Hello, everyone. Welcome. There are some comments. I was just hanging out with Thor Jr. You can see he's done a good job at making his pool nice and dirty, which the Tigers are quite good at come pool season here at TWS. And he was just knocking around his red ball, and cats, well, cats will be cats just when you want to turn on the camera and start recording something cute, something special. They start doing the complete opposite. So out Thor goes from his pool into his indoor bedroom. I'm going to hang out actually a little bit more down by his pool. Maybe he'll come back and hop in. I'll say hi to the folks here. Hey, Julie Johnson. Saying hi to everyone. Happy Tuesday to you, Carrie Miller. Saying hi to Thor and Dash as well. John Cahill saying, my dude, Thor Jr. Hey, Stephanie Hutton. Hope all is well. Bree MacArthur saying, Thor Jr. in pool. That is right. He just kind of hopped out to say hi to Dash for a second. Pandora's up near her indoor bedroom. You'll see her making her way inside now. But I'm hoping, maybe he'll think about taking another dip. What do you think, mister? Yeah. He says, well, I just want to keep on patrolling to see if Mr. Dash will come up here. And that's fine, Thor. That's fine. We'll keep on circling about here. We'll be able to zoom in on Dashy Pie catching some shade under his little perch structure. Little perch cabana, kind of. Hey, Marcy Sandboard. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Tuesday. Let's see who else. Daniel's here. What's cracking, Daniel? Tammy Rayburn. Hey, Tammy, rather. Little slip of the tongue. Stephanie Hunton. Hey, Melanie C. I like that last name. There's a lot of C's, a lot of U's. Kurkuru. And it's certainly feeling like summer here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Good example. Some cats choosing shade, like Dash here. Some cats choosing water, like taking a dip in their pool, like Mr. Thor Jr. was doing right at the start of the live post. Many of the cats, too, certainly like taking advantage of their indoor bedrooms, which stay quite cool during the day as well. But talked a little bit about on our live post yesterday about how certainly during the summer months we want to offer as many sources of water for the cats as possible. So Dash has got himself a little pool here. Thor Jr., you got your stock tank over here. Yeah, what do we think? Yeah. It's funny to see how Thor Jr. can hardly wait for pool season, or even during the winter. We turn his pool upside down, and Thor Jr., of course, likes sitting on top of it, sunning. He's just biding time until pool season. But let's keep cruising. I want to see if Bobcat Tao's around. Maybe Bobcat Bogart. We have Black Leopard Shadow around the bend. And we're just going to do a good old Sanctuary Stroll on this Tuesday. And typically Tuesdays at the Wildcat Sanctuary mean vet day. And we aren't having any vet procedures today. We'd normally like bringing you guys live on those vet days so you can see any type of general wellness exams that we're having. And just kind of share that aspect of TWS. But no vet day today. As a matter of fact, Tammy had her dogs here, Diffley and Kona. And they got to romp around with Miss Kiara in the Welcome Center backyard. Kona and Diffley were in for a little vet appointment. I'm looking around for the one, the only Bobcat Tao. And I'll tell you what, Tao is very shrewd when it comes to finding cozy, secluded hiding spots. So I might have walked past her over here. She kind of likes hanging out in the brambles. These are going to kind of keep on coming in and give a cat like Tao even more shade. I'm laughing to myself because I see some flattened out spots where I can tell that there's an imprint of a bobcat laying, but I don't see her inside or outside now. So we'll go see what Miss Shadow's doing. Keep this party going. Dun da da da. I'm happy to have so many of you along on this live post here from the Wildcat Sanctuary. Certainly still feeling accomplished and quite special about all that we were able to accomplish last week with Tiger Cub Indy. And Shadow is a black cat. I'm having to tip up my sunglasses here. Shadow is a black cat, but she's not entirely black. So Shadow's a black leopard. And what she is a melanistic leopard, which means that she has a surplus of melanin, giving her that black coat, but she's still got those beautiful, beautiful spots. But truly does come off as a strikingly black cat when you're just looking at her now. She does have her eyes open. You're barely able to see that here on the camera. But that beautiful black coat kind of shrouding those wonderful, wonderful rosettes or spots that Shadow is endowed with. Pretty typical day for Miss Shadow too, just taking things easy. She's got Tao on one side of her, Tao Bobcat, and Jeremy and Simon, two rambunctious tiger boys on the other side. And you'll see moments where she's kind of running up and down, saying hi to Simon and Jeremy. Not too many interactions with Tao across the way. We do know Shadow to be one of our rescues who's kind of selective about her neighbors and is kind of at the end of the day not too keen on other cats, big cats in particular. So I think that's why Tao's been a good fit for her. And she's never really been too miffed by Simon and Jeremy across the way too. But as I said, really kind of typical day. You know, maybe some socializing, but for the most part, taking in the sun, taking in the shade. Caretakers get her habitat clean, place some enrichment. Particularly, Shadow is a fan of scent enrichment. She is a total ham. When you give her a selection of scents or scent some of her toys, she just goes hog wild, Miss Shadow. She says, let me get into a little more comfy position here. For any of the white tiger brothers behind me, Jeremy or Simon. I think I see Simon cruising around. Maybe we can go and say hi to him. Sometimes a little hesitant at the end of this hallway. I can have problematic service. Carol saying, hi, Shadow. You're beautiful. And Shadow's perking up right as you complimented her, Karen. And another thing, I mean, talk about a typical day in the life for Shadow. She hears the hum of the UTVs, which are the vehicles caretakers use to navigate the property. We're on about 40 acres here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. A lot of ground to cover. And a lot of gear to haul, big food buckets, water buckets. But Shadow knows a little bit of Pavlov's dog here of that hum of that UTV. That usually means food. That usually means enrichment. Shadow, admittedly, is a big lover of people. Obviously, we're a no-contact sanctuary here at TWS, and we'll never touch or treat Shadow like a pet, but she is a social cat and loves the company of people. So certainly she is probably including a little human time in that noise as well. Yeah, pretty lady, you just look so beautiful. I can zoom all the way out on you. Faith Warner pointing out that I bet that sun feels wonderful on her black coat, and I can only imagine that it is quite warming and cozy in Miss Shadow's shoes right now. Just catching up on some comments here. So happy to have so many along with us. Tammy Rayburn saying how beautiful you are, Shadow. Hey, Naomi Gerhard too. Kelly Howe's calling you a pretty lady, Miss Shadow. Yes. And we got a pretty lady. And we got a handsome man over here. Simon's patrolling around. He says, I think I heard that UTV too. Usually means a tasty treat or some fun enrichment. Hey, big fella. This is Simon. Simon is one of two white tigers who live in this habitat. Both of them are brothers, obviously, and they were surrendered to the Wildcat Sanctuary on actually something we are proud to have taken part of. And there was a zoo that had a white tiger breeding program, and if you know anything about white tigers, you know that they're a product of inbreeding. Zoo had a new curator come in. They wanted to get AZA accredited, which meant discontinuing. Is that your girlfriend right there? Here's Pandora. Which meant discontinuing that white tiger breeding program. We said yes to Jeremy and Simon on the terms that that program would end and that we would be able to neuter Simon and Jeremy so that they would never, ever be used to create white tigers again, as there's no conservation value. What do we got here? It's just a big social hour. We're right here where all of the doors kind of converge into the indoor bedroom. Pandora's across the way. That's Thor Jr. What? And who's moaning? It's Simon. I was just telling the folks about you two. Hey, goofies, what do we think? Oh, you guys said we care about the pretty orange tigress over here. Who's this guy who keeps on talking? We want that pretty orange tigress. Lots of chuffs for Miss Pandora. Chuffs and groans, apparently, Jeremy. Chuffs and groans. Let's keep on cruising, folks. It was a fun little moment with those three tigers. Fun little moment. Let's see if we can get a bobcat over here. Bogart is usually hanging out somewhere in his habitat. He's been spending more and more time in these fun new little spots, Shadow, as kind of more and more of that foliage is coming in. Where's Mr. Bo? Well, I see Bogue. He says, I heard that UTV. I'm cruising, buddy. I'm cruising. And we know that Buddy typically lives right on the other side of Bogart here. But Buddy, that Tammy mentioned on her weekly wrap-up. Oh, here's Miss Tao. I told you I wanted to see a bobcat. And we might be hearing Diffley, Tammy's dog, in the background. She's here for a little vet day at TWS. But anyways, Buddy, off you go, Miss Tao. Buddy is involved in some play dates and potential mergers up in quarantine, and that involves Buddy, Bella, Brianna, and Ramsey the Lynx. So Tammy had given an update on that. I know sponsors were kind of given a cursory update, kind of just to establish the process, but not a whole lot of information that I've received about those play dates and how things that have gone. So we'll just have to wait for a more formal update in due time. In due time. I still want to see a bobcat. I see Baby over here. Let's go say hi to Baby, and maybe we can check out and see what Beauty the Lynx is doing. And I'd love to see the Cheetah brothers as well. It certainly is a beautiful day here at the sanctuary. I love seeing all this green. I love seeing all the cats taking advantage of the sun, the shade, the pools. We had a long winter, Mr. Baby Jenga, and it feels good. And you just do me a favor, baby. You stay right there. I'm just coming over to catch a glimpse at how sweet life is for a cat like you. I really appreciate it, mister. Yeah. There we go, baby. Wow, look at you, Mr. Baby. That's truly something that, you know, these types of snapshots, a cat sitting in the shade, big free roaming habitat underneath his feet. Knowing that Baby is one of our geriatric residents and receives all types of specialized care to make sure that he's as comfortable as possible, even in his golden years. Baby last spring actually received some a revolutionary type of treatment, a stem cell treatment. And it's just so special to see Mr. Baby really just showing off how sweet life is. You know, he's doing pretty well. Yeah, he's doing very well, actually. That's Tammy checking in on Baby. She actually has the media here. We are getting some coverage on Miss Indy. A couple outlets from Duluth, just north of the sanctuary, came down. So, of course, Tammy's got to check in on Mr. Baby. I think they're doing some follow-up stuff with the lion cubs, too, since they've grown. Hey, Baby, I just want to hang out with you for a few more minutes, Goofy. And Tammy just was asking, well, you know, how's he doing today? Because Baby's a little bit of a old dude, as I was mentioning. He's considered one of our geriatric cats. He also carries some fluid under one of his elbows that we've tried draining it before, and unfortunately it just fills back up. But nonetheless, we always want to keep an eye on Baby's mobility, and he is trucking along like a champ right now. Wherever I go, he disappears from. I'm going to keep sneaking around the corner here. I want to check in on to see if we can see Link's Beauty. I feel like I haven't caught that beautiful cat in a little while. I'd like to see the cheetah brothers. And I might do a U-turn and tease up into Wildcat Pines for a little bit. Maybe just get a little more bobcat action. And then I'll let everyone go. And then they're free from the grips of the Wildcat Sanctuary. Took some marvelous photos of Beauty hanging out right in this shade spot, kind of framed by her two large trees there. And I'm maybe suspecting her to be catching some shade under this little perch structure she has. Appreciate everyone's patience when we kind of cruise around. Admittedly, it's one of my favorite times of year when I really need to concentrate and find the cats within their free-roaming habitat. I'm kind of scanning around for Beauty. I see some leftover enrichment. I see lots of green, but I do not see a bobbed tail and ear tufts staring back at me. And as I said, Ramsey's up in our quarantine area. Looking for a potential pal in either Buddy, Bella, and Miss Brianna. I was thinking about the final one. And let's see where the cheetah brothers here. They say, we're catching some shade here. Brother, we're not hanging out in the manger just yet. That's the evening hangout. Hoping my signal is remaining solid too. This is another area where things can get a little tricky here. I think we made it. I don't want to go too much closer here, boys. Yeah, awesome, brothers. Give me a chance to look at the comments here. Stephanie Ben asking, do you guys have lions? And the answer to that, Stephanie, is yes. We are home to a host of rescued lions here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Wouldn't be able to give you the exact number off the top of my head, But I always encourage, maybe you're new to the sanctuary, you want to learn more about us, you want to learn more about the cats that are here and how they got here and how you can help. I always encourage starting at our website, wildcatsanctuary.org. And that's going to give you, from top to bottom, all things Wildcat Sanctuary. Like I said, the cats, what we do here, and then, of course, how you can help us accomplish even more for our rescues and those yet to come. So I love seeing questions like that. And I also love the community that we've built here on social media, because everyone's so helpful and everyone's so inviting. And probably I'm just looking at that comment, but someone's surely already given links. Someone's already listed the names of our lions. You guys are just 10 steps ahead of me, and we're so fortunate to have that sense of community here. I'm sweating, boys. Good thing I put on the bug spray, though. We have two cheetah statues here. Unfortunately, both the boys are looking the opposite way, but we can still marvel at their spotted beauty. Kind of laughing to myself. So it's Lavani who's closest to us. Kitu's going to be behind him. They're laying in such a way that, truth to tell, they look like super cheetah. They're just one big long cheetah with Lavani at the head and Kitu all the way down to the bottom. So kind of a fun angle that we have here. See if I can zoom in. Cheetahs, obviously we know cheetahs to be kind of speed demons in the wild. And one thing that's going to help them do that is they're actually the only big cat species to have non-retractable claws. So if you can tell, you can see that Kitu, or Lavani rather, he's got his claws hanging out, and those are going to be non-retractable. So they're going to act like football cleats or baseball cleats, so he can turn on a dime and hunt his prey. It's pretty incredible to see those natural adaptations. And if we can't look at your beautiful face, Mr. Lavani, we're going to look at your beautiful paws and claws instead. Lots of lion love in the comments here. I think since we did mention lions, it would be right for us to go and maybe cap off the live post on a lion. I kind of glanced over at Wildcat Pines. I said I kind of wanted to hang a U-turn and go up to Wildcat Pines. I glanced over there. Jackie's doing some cleaning, so the cats are shifted inside while she's cleaning and placing enrichment. So we'll get a Bobcat post in later this week. Also, truth to tell, I'm heading out on some vacation tomorrow. I'll be back after Memorial Day next week. So you can expect live posts from Tammy and Gina and just kind of your regularly scheduled programming, as it were, here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. As it were, Leo. Kind of sneaking behind here. We're going to go see what the big bad lion Leo's doing. And I'll tell you what, he's having a good hair day today. You are having a good hair day. And never, too, I think this is a good moment to take an example. Never are you going to see me go blazing up to Leo and kind of get in his space. Obviously, that's something that is included in my training when I was training for my position, that we extend all the way down to the media interns and animal care interns. You never want to kind of just run up on a cat like Leo and make him feel uncomfortable. I'm not coming directly at him. I'm kind of coming down this way. Obviously, you can't tell, but I even have my body turned. And it's just little things that we can do to make our rescues feel more comfortable. And something that we're obviously very proud and more than obliged to do for the cats that call TWS their forever home. Because we love seeing you chill out, but I don't want to disrupt that chilling. He says, yep, it's a good hair day. He says, I already know. I already know it's a good hair day. Who am I kidding, Leo? It's a good hair day every day. We're not all as fortunate as you. Kind of zooming out here, and Leo and Mansa, they got a lot of space that they preside over here in their habitat. Caves, mound, foliage, kind of open areas, which they really do like, so they can keep an eye out on their cat friends, their caretaking friends, and of course sing their lion songs for all to hear. Yeah, good man, Mr. Leo. We'll always respect your space here at TWS. And Miss Mansa. Another thing too, they are very aware that the paparazzi is here. You might see that tail kind of flick back and forth. That's just Mansa giving me a cue of saying, hey, mister, I know you're there. I know you're there. But I'm comfortable enough to keep on napping. Well, everyone, I really enjoyed our live post today. I'm kind of getting my head on a swivel to make sure I'm not missing out on any other cat action around the way. And it looks like things are pretty quiet. Looks like things are quiet, and so happy to be visiting with the cats as they're enjoying another quiet and peaceful day, living compassionately at Sanctuary. So I want everyone to have a wonderful, Mr. Leo, a wonderful rest of their Tuesday. And thank you again, everyone, for making all that you see on these live posts possible. It's something we never, ever take for granted here at TWS. And every day, a big yawn, Mr. Leo. Every day, we're so thankful and appreciative for it. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. I will see you back on the other side after vacation next week. But of course, look forward to your regularly scheduled TWS programming from the crew here. All right, one more yawn, Mr. Leo, and we'll see everyone soon.